WWL investigator David Hammer has been tracking a spate of real estate fraud this year, and tonight he exposes a new kind of fraud involving a Metairie contractor and fake home improvement loans.
David Bryan and his wife Anne Marie both grew up in New Orleans. They met at Tulane.
About 25 years ago, we moved away to Minneapolis.
But now they're missing home.
We're going to be retiring soon, and we still have family and friends here, and we wanted to come back once we're both retired.
They bought this uptown house last year, ready to make it their forever home. Then one day this spring, David got this in the mail.
You owe $45,000 on a loan, no payment due right now. It seemed kind of fishy, but you get those every once in a while. You know, you've been pre-approved, so I kind of ignored it, but it was suspicious enough that I hung on to it, and the next month I get another one.
It was from a California lender called Good Leap, which offers home equity loans for energy-efficient projects like solar panels or new doors and windows. Bryan had never heard of Good Leap. He asked the lender to send him documents from this supposed loan. There's his name on the loan application and an electronic signature.
But the only thing that matched the real record was your name.
Was my name.
Not your social security number?
Nope, not my phone number, not my email address, nothing. On the whole process from beginning to end, they didn't seem to do their due diligence. Not on the loan application.
Not on paying the loan proceeds either.
Good Leap
And
paid the construction company directly, Deep South Renovations. And they did it, and they didn't have any proof that the work was done or anything. They just took their word for it that the work was done, paid them directly the $45,000.
Good Leap slapped a UCC lien on Bryan's property for the unpaid loan. It said he got solar panels, but he didn't. Deep South Renovations told Good Leap Bryan got new doors and windows. He didn't, and he's far from alone.
A UCC lien is where a creditor is putting a lien on a property to put others on notice that he has an interest in something in the property, whether it be furniture, equipment, or in this case, we had solar panels. Solar panels that never existed on the property, but that's what the UCC lien said.
Lauren Griffin is a real estate attorney at Crescent Title. One of her clients also got a lien from Good Leap, also for solar panels that never got installed, also for $45,000 that went to Deep South Renovations.
The only way that my client found out is because someone notified him, someone who also was a victim of these UCC liens.
I figured that I couldn't possibly be the only victim, so I went back to land records and I printed out, at my expense, about $250, copies of all Good Leap liens in Orleans Parish.
This third victim said he's afraid to give his name because he's the one who filed this police report against Deep South Renovations and reached out to warn as many people with Good Leap liens as he could find.
And subsequently I heard back from about 8.
Now the FBI is investigating.
The FBI called me and they said, no, it's more than 10, it's more than one lending company.
Law enforcement sources say Good Leap paid Deep South almost $1 million for about 20 bogus loans.
I've spoken to the FBI twice, but I know that they're investigating.
Investigating Deep South and its owner, Samantha McGee.
I know that her contractor's license for this fake company that she established has been removed.
This is Deep South's supposed office, a vacant storefront in Metairie. We found McGee recently took out a $450,000 purchase bond on this Metairie townhouse. The seller says McGee paid the first $50,000 and stopped, and now he's going to have to evict her. U.S. Marshals confirmed they went to the house last year to arrest McGee for failing to show up in federal court on an unrelated matter. Neighbors saw her pull up in her late model Mercedes, but she wouldn't answer the door or any of our phone and text messages.
I think it's really galling that somebody can get away with this so easily. Extraordinarily easy, because Good Leap doesn't do any due diligence.
Good Leap Vice President Jesse Comart says the lender has, quote, an extensive due diligence and fraud prevention process. But he says Goodleap was victimized by, quote, a highly sophisticated group that appears to have the ability to create or obtain fraudulent Social Security numbers and then associate the SSNs with innocent property owners. He says Goodleap referred the case to the FBI in Sacramento and has been cooperating with the federal investigation.
UCC liens are now a new kind of fraud that we haven't seen before, and so when we first got this call, this was new to us. But fraudsters are trying anything they can right now.
In the meantime, Griffin says property owners should guard against those fraudsters.
To protect themselves, people can freeze their credit. If you're in Jefferson or St. Tammany, there are systems in place where they notify you if anything's been placed on your property. But hopefully the other parishes will follow suit in that, and that everyone can be notified if something is put on your property, whether it's real or fraudulent.
The Orleans Parish Clerk's Office says it's in the final testing stages for a new notification system like the ones in Jefferson and St. Tammany parishes. Property owners will be able to opt in for email alerts starting in January. Too late for people who only learned about Goodleap liens while trying to sell their houses or get legitimate loans. And too late for victims like Brian, who had to pay a lawyer and fight for 6 months to get the lien removed last month.
If it didn't happen to me, I'd sit back and think, boy, this is ingenious, you know?
At least he can laugh about it now before he needs a real loan to start the real work on his retirement dream home. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Another property owner told David today that Deep South took out a fake loan on her house with Goodleap and another one with a different California lender called Dividend Financial. The FBI office in Sacramento would not confirm or deny its investigation. The New Orleans Police Department says its white-collar crimes unit is also investigating.